Today we are going to look at the different forms of fractions: percentages, fractions, and decimals. Percentages, fractions, and decimals are just different ways of showing the same value. Let's take the example a half. If we want to present it as a vulgar or decimal fraction, we can actually just take a pizza and that will be half of the pizza. If we want to take this half and we make it a decimal fraction like 0.5, it's a number between 0 and 1 and it's exactly in the middle, therefore 0.5. Now, if I want to make this fraction or decimal fraction a percentage, I can take a 10 by 10 grid, and if I take half of that blocks, therefore 50 small blocks, that will be 50%. Take note, a half is equal to 0.5 is equal to 50%. Now, let's convert between common fractions, decimals, and percentage. In part 1, I'm going to explain to you this table. Now, if I want to take a vulgar fraction to a decimal fraction, I can just press 1 divide 8 on my calculator, and that will give me 0.125. If I want to make this decimal fraction a percentage, I can just multiply by 100%, and that will give me 12.5%. Now, the reverse. If I want to make a percentage back to a decimal fraction, I can do the reverse of multiply 100, and that will be divide by 100. So I just take this 12.5, I divide it by 100, and I will get 0.125. Now, if I want to take this decimal and make it a vulgar fraction, I can use the following table. Now, if there's one decimal point, for example, 0.2, only one digit after the decimal point, I take that digit and I put it out of 10. Now, let me show you how did I simplify this fraction to get 1 over 5. Now, take 2 over 10. Look for a number that can divide into 2 that can also divide into 10. And that will be the number 2. And what will I get? I will get 1 over 5, and now the fraction is in the simplest form. But I can also use my calculator. Look for the following key, A, B, C. Then just press 2, then press this ABC key, then press 10, then press equal. And your calculator will display 1/5, and that's actually just meaning 1 over 5. Now, if there's two decimal places, for example, 0.45, there is 2 digits after the decimal point. I take that 2 digits, 45, and now I put it over 100. Now, let me show you again how I simplified this fraction to get 9 over 20. So I can say 45 over 100. Now, look for a number that can divide into 45 that can also divide into 100. Let's take the number 5. How do we know we can take the number 5? Because the last digit is a 5 or the last digit is a 0. Then I know that the number 5 can divide into that. And that will give me 9 over 20. But remember, you can also take your calculator. Press 45, look for the A, B, C key, press that, and then press the 100, and then press equal. And your calculator will display 9, and that is actually just meaning 9 over 20. Okay, let's look at the next one. If there's 3 decimal points, so look, after the decimal point, there are 3 digits. I take the 3 digits and I put it over 1,000. Can you see? 1 digit over 10, 2 digits over 100, 3 digits over 1,000. So, let's see how we simplify that. If I go and I say 245 over 1,000, now, again, it ends with a 0 and a 5, so I can divide by 5. And if I divide by 5, I will get 49 over 200, which is in the simplest form. Remember, you can use your calculator. Press 2, 4, 5. Press the A, B, C key and press 1000. And then don't forget to press equal. And your calculator will display 49/200, and that is actually just meaning 49 over 200. Okay, now you are ready to look at this example. Let's just make space. If I take the example 0.125, how many digits after the decimal point? 3 digits. So take the 125 and put it over 1,000. Now, start the process. I divide by 5 and I divide by 5. And what will I get? I will get 25 over 200. Oh, but it's not in the simplest form. So I divide again by 5. And what will I get? I will get 5 over 40. Still not in the simplest form. Divide again by 5. And now I think it will be in the simplest form. Yes, it is in the simplest form. Again, you can use your calculator. Just press 125. Press that A, B, C, and press the 1000. And then press equal, and your calculator will display 1/8, and that's actually just meaning 1 over 8. Now, remember, if there was 1 decimal place over 10, 2 decimal places over 100, 3 decimal places over 1,000, and what will it be if there are 4 decimal places? It will be over 10,000. In part 2, we will look at a few examples and see how this table can help me in the conversions.